Hi. Now, welcome to my most exciting part of the cash flow accumulator system. And as I said to you, the idea of this is to build up the portfolio and then extinguish the debt, right? I'm very big at paying off debt. So how we do that is through a number of different ways through the system. But one of the ways that is fast and comes in chunk deals is through development. Now, I have over $32 million in development in 4 states, and I have the ability to get hold of some really good deals. Now, I'd like to show you this particular deal. This is a deal that we did in country Victoria. So what we did was we bought this house here, and it was a really nice house. 2 people were living in here and they went into a nursing home, but they'd renovated the property and it looked absolutely fantastic. We bought this property for $710,000. Now, with it, if I just pull up this one, with it came a block of land. So there were 2 blocks here and they were both over 1,000 square meters. So what we did was we subdivided this block, and it basically was a paper shuffle. So there was a bit of work that needed to be done, but basically it was a bit of paperwork. How we did that, there's some photos. I just want to show you and try and give you an idea. See, this was the house from the front, and then on the left hand side of that there was the property. This is the block, right, that was next door. Now, we've just sold that block of land for around about $350,000, a bit more, $350,000. So then what we've done is we've got a house left, right, which you could say that we paid $350 for. $350 for land, $350 for a house. But that house is worth over $700,000. So you can see now that we bought for $710,000, we sold the land for $350,000, we sold the house for $700,000, and these people in my cash flow accumulator system will end up grossing over $350,000, they say, $1,000 of that one project. So you can see the importance of doing something really simple like this, but really effective when it comes to paying off your portfolio. Let's have a look at another one. This is the property that I bought in Sydney. This was what the home looked like when I bought it. It was a deceased estate. Bit complex, this one. A lot more into it, but then again, a lot more profit. We're going to net over $1 million on this project. You can see if you've got a portfolio and you've got $1 million of debt and doing one project, it's just gone, right? So this particular project, I bought it for 1.47. It was a deceased estate. Wasn't the best, needed a lot of work. That's what it looked like when we bought it. I pulled that whole kitchen out, actually. And this was the backyard. This was on 1,500 square meters. So this was the garage. And it went back up here, 1,500 square meters. This is what the backyard was. It was quite a big block, nicely kept, nicely looked after. And this was the garage there, right? So what I did was I did a number of steps in this. So the first thing was I renovated the house. So when I renovated the front house, this is what it ended up like. This is what it looks like now. We actually subdivided. So I renovated the front house and then we subdivided the land into 2 lots. When I renovated the house, this is how I renovated the lounge room. I spent a bit of money here. This is the kitchen. So you saw the kitchen, what it looked like before. This is what it was after I renovated the property. There was the dining room. We had it styled for the sale. And one of the bedrooms. Like initially, this house was a 2-bedroom house, 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom. I turned it into a 3-bed, 2-bath. This was the ensuite. And I also did a lot of other different things to it. I put a big deck out the back. Horses for courses, as I said before in the course, there's certain things that you do to a house to make it saleable. And there's certain things that you do at a house to make it rentable. So in this particular case, it was always going to be sold. So we put in the necessary things to be able to get the top dollar on that price, on that property, right? Now, the next step on top of that, after we did that, was we had to get a development approval. So this is my DA. We have to put a sign out the front of the property when you subdivide a property to let the neighbours know that you're going to subdivide it, okay? Another thing that I did with the house is I took the doors away and I put double bifold doors onto this property, and I also added a deck into the property as well. So this is all money well spent because it did well in the sale price. And this is when I did the subdivision. So I had to split the block into two. I had to make another driveway. You'll see that other garage that was there, I demolished that and I made this the driveway. And I had the workmen there, and we're putting that out. Here's another one where we lay the concrete for the driveway to go up to the back house. So this is called a battle axe block. This is when you have one at the front, a laneway, and you're going to have one at the back, right? So this is how we did it. This is how, when we laid the concrete for it. This is when we sold it, okay? So when we sold it, we had an auction and we sold the front house off. And this is what the backyard used to look like from the original house. We've got another dwelling down the back here. Oh, here's the sold sign. Here's the sold sign. We sold it. So we sold the front house for 1.29. Remember, on a smaller block, right? And this is the house. It's finished now. But this is the house we've got at the back. So the driveway goes to the back. And this house is completed and so forth, right? The back house we are going to sell. The back house was just recently, a real estate agent was there and he appraised the house at 2.3 to 2.4. So we'll walk out of that development here. There's a good pick actually, because this one actually shows you the driveway that goes down, right, into the back lot. These are the plans on the property. They're the plans that we got. You see the driveway there, how it goes down, and then this is a lot for the back. So they both ended up with about 750 squares each. So that's not a bad size for the area. It's also in a big catchment area for schools, so that's why the prices are quite high. That deal was actually tax-free as well. We didn't pay any tax on that deal. And yeah, so that's a great chunk deal to walk out making $1 million profit. Now, I understand that not everybody has the capacity to be able to do such a big development with a lot of profit. Let me show you another project here. Let me show you one that we did with less money, because I'm sure that everyone would be able to afford something like this. Let me show you another project that we did. Let me show you this one. This is a smaller one. So this here, this is a property in regional Victoria. So you won't believe it, but this property here was 90% finished. We bought it for $165,000. What happened with that property is that there was a house, an old house on that property which burnt down. And then the owner put this sort of a transportable sort of house on there, but he never finished it. So he never put NBN on. You can see the facade. He's never painted it, and he's never done anything to the house. So I saw value there. We earmarked this very early because we've got links everywhere, and I said that I was onto this straight away. What we did was we spent $13,000. This is the property inside. So that's the lounge. It's just a 2-bedroom place, nothing special, right? We did nothing to the inside, right? Let me show you what it looks like on the outside now. We just sold that property, by the way. We just sold that property. We just sold this property for $210,000. So this is what it looks like now. All right, so $13,000, we painted the outside, we put a fence up, and we landscaped the house. This is inside. As I said to you, did nothing inside. But that there, landscape there, we didn't do anything to this driveway. And we've just recently sold that property for $210,000. So that was a quick in out, and we made, we'll net about $20,000. But based on the money that we put in, as you can see, 10% deposit's only $16,000. There's money in these deals, right? There's money in these deals. Let me show you another one, which is really good. Actually, it's in the same place as that. Let me show you this, because this is amazing, this one. This is just amazing. These guys were able to smash their loans so fast. Let me just find you this one. So this particular one here, we emailed this early. This property here, I bought this property for people in our cash flow accumulator system for $230,000. Its rent at that stage is around $280,000, so it was positively geared. But what we did was, it actually was a perler of a property, because on the left-hand side, you've got a 3-bed, 1-bath house, but it actually came with this extra block of land, which was titled, and it belonged to this house. Again, all we did was we listed this block of land for our clients, right? So our clients bought the whole package for $230,000. They didn't have to subdivide it because it was already on another title. We then sold this block of land for them for $110,000. So they're left with a house, and if you have a look at the figures, that the house has basically cost them $120,000. If they could sell that now, right now, for about $270,000, they've made $150,000 in a few months, right, from just doing this development part of things. I'll show you another one. Now this one here it's pretty magic, actually. This guy made $130,000 in 9 months through our cash flow accumulator system. This was a really good one, because what it did was, so this is the deal here. So what we did was, this was part of our subdivision. So we JV'd here, and we got quite a few blocks here. We earmarked this particular area really early, because we knew that it was on an upward swing with the organic growth. So we knew that big things were going to happen here. So we got into this subdivision. Now this is in North Queensland, and we got quite a few lots in here. What this guy did, he's in our cash flow accumulator system as well, but he's in the consolidation. This is the part where we do the consolidation stage and smash the debt down, right, and do deals. So this particular one, what we did was, we got the land and we built this house. Now this is a good family home. It was a 422, which means a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage. The guy put in $155,000 to do this deal of his own money. When we say that, this guy used cash. Why cash flow accumulator system is, we can actually tap into the equity that you've already made through setting up the system, right? So you can do it either way. You can do the figures on either way. So this particular guy put in that money. He borrowed $555,000, and we sold that property 5 days after it was completely finished. And we made $130,000 out of that house. There's the sold sign. It was just a quick specky home. Now, I might add, which is really important, is that this guy is an engineer. This guy lives in Sydney, and he's never, ever, ever, ever been to that property. He never set foot on the property, right? We handled the whole thing for him. We negotiated the land. We did the house design. We did the colours. We did everything. We even arranged the sale of that house. He made $130,000 within 9 months. You got to remember, some people work the whole year for that. He, after tax and expenses, because out of that $130,000, you've got to pay selling fees, you've got to pay capital gains tax and all that, right? So out of paying all of that, he walked away with $78,000 in 9 months. So these are really important deals. This was the block here, this one just here, right? As I said, we bought a few in this here. I go into more figures on our Facebook group, and I've explained all of the figures there on how he did it, and and all that sort of stuff. but you can see how you make the money. Now, you might say to yourself, I don't have the money for these deals. Or you might be starting off your property journey and go, I don't have the money. Let me introduce you to someone. This is someone in our cash flow accumulator system. This guy's name is Ewan. Ewan came to us because he wanted to build a life for his family and he wanted to get a property portfolio. Okay. So what we did was we put him into a deal where it was a no money down deal. So he hasn't used 1 cent of his own money. Okay. And he's in a development with us and he's going to net around $39,000 and he's never used any of his own money. I'll tell you how he did that. What happened was we had a property here, which is up in Queensland. Now, this particular property, again, Ewan's never been to this property, okay? So deals are made all the time in real estate. So this is the perfect thing. He came to us. I said to him, I'll help you. Have you ever done a development before? He said, no. I said, okay, I'm going to hold your hand. And I said, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do, all right, to do a development. So this is one of our projects, right? And he's managing this whole deal for us. So his job is to manage under our supervision. So as I said, this is a house that was in North Queensland. There was already 2 houses on here. So all I wanted Ewan to do was to split the houses, get a DA, and to split them into 2 titles, which he's done, right? So that's what it looks like. This is the back house. This is a 3-bed, 1-bath house, which is currently on the market for $320,000. This is the inside of that house. It's quite nice. It'll do, right? It's a nice house for North Queensland. It's okay. We didn't need to do any work on this house. So we didn't spend any money on the house. All I wanted him to do was to split the 2 into 2, which we've got a DA for. We sold the front house, so that's gone. All we've got to do now is to sell the back house. But I wanted to give you an example how you don't need money in this game. So this guy hasn't put a cent of his own money in. He's getting mentored by me, and he's going to walk away with $39,000. But that's not the kicker. The kicker is that this guy's going to walk off with an amazing amount of experience, and he can then say he's actually done a subdivision. So there are people in the program like that, and this is a magnificent way also to smash down debt.